What is up, Adam? How are you today?
Hey man, how's it going? I'm doing good.
Good, man. I hear you that you had a great thing happen earlier this week, right? Did you
Yeah,
close your first deal?
yeah. I closed on my first deal. It was an awesome experience. I felt like I learned a lot. I had a lot of amazing people helping me. Couldn't have done it. You can't get through your first deal without help from people that have done it before. So,
Right.
yeah, I got awesome help in the office. Yeah, everything went smooth. For my buyer, I mean, for my seller, he was real happy with, the deal that he got on his house. So yeah, everything went good. I think it was a good entry into real estate, getting my first household.
Man, that's so exciting, bro. Like I remember, I mean, it hasn't even been that long. How long you been here? Like a month?
Yeah, like I think it was just 2 months. So yeah, and I got that.
Okay.
I got the listing from an open house. I did an open house for you actually, and
Right.
yeah, and a guy just he just walked in and was like, "Hey, I need somebody to come sell my house," and we went over there and talked about it, and yeah, it
Yeah.
was pretty smooth sailing. Yeah, it went great.
And that's how this business is, man, or it can be.
Yeah,
For some reason, for some people, it's not the same. But bottom line is, one thing that you said was you were doing an open house.
yeah,
You were actively working in real estate,
yeah,
and real estate came to you,
yeah.
right? Are you cold calling people? Are you,
Yeah, we're just getting.
what are some of the activities on a daily basis that you're doing to keep driving your business forward?
Yeah, we've been getting into that. We've been having our morning trainings with Steve McCarthy. Well, I'm on the McCarthy real estate team, and
Right,
we're in there at 8:30. We're there for an hour training, and then we're making calls the rest of the day. So we're really starting to get heavy into the phone game. Me and some of
right,
the newer agents, and just keeping up on my social media. Making sure everybody that knows me knows that I'm a real estate agent now, and knows
right,
if you got anybody looking to buy or sell, like please, come to me. I'm going to work hard for you. And, most importantly, I just want everybody to leave with smiles on their face. I want people to be
right.
happy with the deal,
Yeah.
and even in the last transaction, I didn't represent the buyers. I represented the seller, but I
Mhm.
got a chance to actually meet the buyers at the open house. They came through and they were just,
Oh, great.
yeah, they were super hopeful that their offer would get accepted. And that didn't
Mhm.
weigh in on why we accepted their offer. It was just a great offer, but I was just really happy that they really wanted the house, and they felt like they got it for a good price, and my guy felt like he sold it for a great price. So
That's wonderful, man. It's just so awesome to hear a story about somebody getting into, because this wasn't your first career. It's not like you graduated high school yesterday and now you're a real estate agent, right?
yeah,
Like you spent a lot of time at the hospital, didn't you?
yeah. I spent 17 years at the hospital. Had a kid, and always wanted to get into real estate, and
Yeah.
I had a kid and kind of walked away from the hospital. It was a perfect opportunity to get into this. I wish I would have did it sooner. I wish,
Mhm.
one thing, when there's a lot of younger people getting into real estate, and especially in our office, and sometimes when I look at them, I think, man, I wish I would have got in earlier, even if I wasn't selling, 100 houses a year, just to be able to get into it earlier and learn a lot of stuff. And so for me at 36, I feel like I'm trying to do it all in like hyper speed, because I
Right.
caught up to some of the other people that are my age that are already have successful real estate businesses. So
Hey, man. And I hear that because I didn't get into real estate until I was, well, 36 or 37.
me too. Yeah,
Uh, and it was rocky at first, like it didn't just like, here's real estate, here's a
yeah,
bunch of deals. Like it was tough and
yes,
it was work.
yeah,
And I think when you're in your mid 30s, life has beat you a few times, and you're a little more timid to do certain things that a younger person might be more
yeah,
apt to do, right?
exactly.
um, but bottom line is, the second you pass that boundary and you get over that limiting thought process and start developing your business the way that it needs to be developed, and doing all the right things in the right steps, the way that you're doing right now,
Yeah, for sure.
right? You're building a business, you're not fixing one, so that really helps drive you in the right direction. i'm,
Yeah,
I'm just so excited to see where your career leads you, because you seem so much more excited to talk about this than talk about your previous career, you
Yeah.
know?
And I mean, I had nothing bad to say about the hospital. It was 17 good years, great job, great career and stuff like that. But, I was just ready for a change, 36 years old. I don't know if that's like a pre midlife crisis, but I was just kind of thinking if I don't do anything else, I'll probably just work here at this hospital until I retire. And,
Uh,
hospital is something that, I could always go back and do a few shifts, I guess, if I ever got bored, but
mm.
I'm hoping real estate really takes off so I don't ever have to go back there.
And it will for you. I mean, if you just make it into, a passion of yours,
Yeah, yeah,
that's one thing that I can highly suggest, because I don't stop. And that's when I really pass the threshold of, one or two, maybe 4 deals a year, right? The average agent only sells like 4.9 houses a year. So once I made it like a passion of mine, this
yeah,
is all I do
for sure. And
every day. I make sure that I spend time with my family too.
yeah,
But I mean, even when we're on vacations, which we go on a lot of vacations,
yeah,
right? We do.
yes,
I'm still working from the road. When we went to San Diego, I wrote an offer from the road.
yeah, exactly.
Like it, no matter what, I am passionate about this industry, about this business, and about helping people like you get to the level that you want to be.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, like you were saying to me, we were having a conversation earlier for people that obviously weren't in the room, and you were explaining about how you went on your little 2-day vacation and some things got messed up, and you had a little truck problem. But then
yeah,
as soon as I get back, you were doing things while you were gone too. But as soon as you get back, you can't let yourself.
no,
You got to get right back to it.
that's it. And if you don't hop right back on and start doing the daily activities that we all do to stay motivated, generate business, all of that, I mean, you can fall behind quick in this
Yeah,
industry.
exactly, exactly. It's one thing I've noticed, especially like getting that first house, is that I since I'm a new guy, I kind of was getting slowed up, or it was kind of muddying up my lead generation because I was having to learn a lot about contracts and go through those
Mhm.
ropes. But one thing I'm realizing is that just because you got that going on, and that is very important, you still have to focus on the lead generation. Talking to people, letting people know you're in real estate, because even just like while you're in escrow on a house, those 30 days, you might think, okay, I got something in the works and this and that. But once you get done with that escrow,
Right.
you're standing in a desert of not much
Yeah.
quickly if you're not working behind the scenes on getting the next one.
Right. I had heard from somebody, it was years ago, but they were like, look, if you're not in escrow, you are essentially unemployed.
Yeah, you're right.
And that, kind of puts it into perspective, the stress that goes into this business, right? Because you're unemployed. Like, I'm
Yeah,
sitting here in my office and it's like, yeah, if I don't have something in the pipeline, something that's generating business, something that's, going to close in the next month, something that's going to close in the next couple days, it drives me nuts
yeah,
thinking, what if the business dries up,
yeah,
right? And that's that limiting thought process coming back into play, limiting every piece of potential that we have as a human being,
yeah,
right? And so all it takes is hopping on the phones and making some phone calls and start networking. Like you said, having conversations with every single person that you come across every day about real estate. Hey, I'm a realtor. You know, if it bugs them, who cares? Because at the end of the day, when they're ready to get into a transaction, they're going to remember you and they're going to call you.
yeah, exactly. It's just being on the front of their mind, when they think about real estate,
Mhm.
see your face, or you're just the first person that comes to mind. And I've had a few people like buyers refer me to other people because they've seen my post on
Right.
Instagram, Facebook, or wherever it may be, and they might know another real estate agent, but they've seen me most recently, and maybe I'm just spamming their Facebook and then
That's
they
which
can't.
is fine.
So yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, um, people, especially like realtors, get into this mindset that, oh man, I'm doing too much on social media.
Yeah.
Well, are you?
Yeah.
Like, or are you doing more than what everybody else is doing?
Yeah.
Because there's a distinction there, right? People, when they get done with your information on social media, they just stop looking at it.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. I know. And
And
I,
so it's just all in our minds that we do too many live videos. We post too many things about real estate. And there's this whole frame of thought that there needs to be an 80-20 split between professional and personal and all of this. And I'm like, look, just to be professionally personable, this is all I do.
yeah,
So
that's it.
this is all I post. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, I was having a conversation with my wife about, like, annoying people with like over posting or just constantly posting content. And, I kind of started to think about, before I became a real estate agent, I've bought in a few houses with a realtor, and, I'm
Right.
friends social media, and he posts a ton. And I kind of just stopped for a second and I thought, well, do you ever think like, gosh, why is this guy posting so much on social media? No, I don't. If I don't, like, if I'm not in the market to buy a house, maybe I swipe past it, or I just look at it, and then I never think like, oh my gosh, I wish this guy would post less. So, I don't know, it kind of made me like, I think people who are not in the market, they're gonna look at your stuff and be like, it's not going to offend them at all that you're
Right.
posting for sale. And people that are in the market, they're going to be appreciative that they know
Right.
so easy for them to access, coming soon homes, or like just listed, or whatever the case may be.
Right. And you're always going to have somebody that says something negative. That was one thing that when I first started like succeeding and finding success, I never knew so many people hated that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I never knew that there were these you know, personalities out there that were just like, oh man, that person's winning and I'm not, and I'm mad at that.
Yeah. I
You
know.
know,
Yeah.
and that's where a lot of this comes from. So it's like when people are really worried about posting something or going live, that they're worried about that.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be,
Yeah. Yeah.
because a hater, that that's all they are.
Yeah. And they're
They,
probably rocking with you anyway. So it's like,
right.
better get them out of the way
Yep.
early, continue to go with, float with the people that are going to ride with you a little bit, so, and we
Right.
all, yeah.
So Michael Reese, he wrote Digital President. He's
Yeah.
huge person in EXP, right? Um, he talks about it's crucial to find your ideal client profile, right? And so in everything you do in business, that's what your actual goal is to find that ICP, that ideal client profile. And the more you keep that in your mind, then every single thing that you do, those people are going to find you.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure.
But
I've been really trying to make sure that every interaction that I have with somebody is a good one.
right,
Regardless, you call somebody, they're not in the mood to talk to you, just make sure that, it's always pleasant when the phone conversation ends, or whenever the interaction ends with them, just so that, they have a positive, feeling of you before that, you get off the phone or whatever, because
right.
those can be kind of precarious situations where you're talking to somebody and they don't have time. And
Oh, I know. Or they're upset that you called.
yeah, exactly.
I run into it a lot. Do you ever hang up first?
Nope, I try not to hang up first. I always try to let them hang up first, because,
That's right.
yeah,
Because it's
exactly.
your job to keep them on the phone, right? At the end of the day.
Yeah. So I welcome all the, if you feel like hanging up on somebody, just please call me. You can hang up on me. I won't
Okay.
get it. I might even call you back the next day trying to solicit more business from you.
That's right. I mean, that's one thing I enjoy about doing like live calls,
Yeah.
sitting down and just like calling people. Um, the interactions and the stories that you have to tell people later, like I make it a game. I make it fun.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of how many calls am I going to do, because I'm going to sit down and just start calling, and organically I'm going to run through a few, 50, 75, 100 calls later, you're like, all right, now I'm starting to get amped about making some phone calls.
Yeah.
Like, and for a lot of people, they're like 100 calls. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
100 calls.
Yeah. Better
Hit
to
that green button 100 times,
yeah.
have those conversations. I told someone one day, I was like, I don't feel like we're broing down right now, dude. And he was like, of course we're not. I don't want to be on the phone with you. And I just kept it going, kept it going. Of course, he didn't buy a house through me, but it was fun.
Yeah. You gotta make fun with it. He probably went and told his friends later about the interaction with you. He was, they'll probably
Yeah.
make. And he definitely he remembers Matt Moreno, or at least if he sees your face pop across.
Oh yeah. He'll remember me, my voice, my face, the whole thing. He's probably following me right now on social media, and it's like, I would love to, a year or two down the road when he's ready to buy, have him come call me up on the phone and be like, hey dude,
let's bro down.
in retrospect, that was hilarious. Let's bro down. Let's get a sale in the
He'll just tell you.
escrow, like
We did a exercise in the office the other day, and it was kind of cool because it changes your perspective. But we were, instead of calling for yeses or trying to get, we were calling for nos.
Yeah.
And nos is what you predominantly get. It was kind of because you're almost getting on the call hoping that they kind of are rude and kind of on you, and that's another score for you. And so we were getting pretty competitive with it the other day.
That's awesome. Yeah, and that puts you in that whole mind state that it's already going to be negative, so why not be positive about it?
Exactly.
And then when they are receptive of you calling and they're happy, it's like, oh, it's a gift,
Yeah, it's refreshing when you get that. Yeah. It takes
I love that.
a lot of the pressure off of you getting declined or told no by somebody if that's kind of what you say you're going for at the beginning.
Right.
Yeah.
So what are your goals, man? Like short term up to 5 year, what do you have planned?
Well, so I just sold a house with the listing. I would love to. I have like 3 or 4 buyers right now, all of them first buyers. And there's something about a first time buyer, that's a little more special than somebody buying their second home. A few of these people are young, they're just they're watching the market, and they're tired of paying rent. And that would be really special to me. Like short-term goals is to get a buyer in, to get an offer accepted, to a house, because it's really tricky right now. There's low inventory, and a lot of different things at play. But I would say long term, I would love to just get in a situation where, like I was explaining last time when I was in escrow, kind of shut down the lead generation, kind of more consistent with that. And I mean, for me right now, it would be great to sell 1 a month. So like 12 in a year, that would be great, to have, and for it to be like more steady rather than like, you get 1 or 2 here and then you have a lull. And so constant, maybe like 1 a month, that would be really good for me. I'd feel great about that right now.
Yeah. And that's a good first step. I mean, you're so new to the industry that, I mean, that's a really good springboard into doubling your business every year. Like right now we have this huge, hairy, audacious goal to triple our business this year, just because there are certain things that we want that are higher than our goal was last year.
For sure.
And once you hit a goal, it's over. You pump the brakes, your year's over, and it just seems like so hard to get back on track. And having a goal of 12 in a year, that's a great goal. I hope you write it down.
I know. Yeah, I got it written down in my
notes. Look at it every single day.
I know.
I didn't believe in it at first. I told Steve, because he's like, oh, let's do this whole thing with dream boards, right?
Yeah.
I was like, what is this stuff, man? Like, dream board, I'm just not that touchy-feely guy. Like, I don't want to have craft time with you, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
And Janelle ended up buying like a bunch of gun magazines for me, because the whole thing is like, it's the stuff you want to buy.
Yeah.
Right. You have your target in the middle with like your actual goal, and it's all the stuff you want to buy. And I like guns.
Yeah.
And so there's just like weapons all over the thing, and then our, the middle goal, and we hit it. And right when we hit it, pump the brakes.
You walked right from our office to Shooter's Paradise. We're located close.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
hit your goal and you walked right over there and you bought yourself an AR, huh?
Yeah, but bottom line is, it worked.
Yeah, and
I did the vision board. It is in my house. I was telling Janelle last night, like, hey, we got to do this again because it worked.
Yeah, it worked. Yeah, seeing that every single day is it's probably a good motivator, because you remember that at one point you were in the state that you wrote this down and you were dead serious about it. And so one day you're not feeling it, you better get yourself back into the place you were when you wrote that. You know what I mean? Like get hungry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so glad you came on.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you seemed like you're nervous about it.
Oh, I was extremely nervous, especially when I left the office. I was gonna go eat lunch, and I haven't even eaten yet because I thought I would barf on this thing or something.
Oh man, you shouldn't be nervous.
I know. Well, you're a good interviewer and host. You're making it easy on me. I feel like I'm talking at the office,
Well, yeah, and that's all it is. You're just talking with me.
Yeah, that's all it is.
People just happen to watch it.
Yeah.
It's like being in a room full of people, but on your computer.
I know. Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, it was really good talking to you today. How do people get a hold of you when they want to buy or sell real estate?
So my phone number is 530-933-3541. I'm on all social media platforms, Adam Avalos, Realtor. I'm up in Butte County. I live in Biggs, but our office is in Yuba City. Lived in Yuba City all my life. So I know the area. So if you're looking around anywhere from Chico to Sacramento, like that's where I feel like my niche is, if you will. Like, I just
service area.
Yeah, every street in Yuba City, Marysville, I know them all. You tell me where the house is at, and I know exactly where it's at. So, yeah, just any social media, Adam Avalos.
Awesome, brother. Hey, man, I wish you the best and the most success. I'm really impressed with you and how you came on and just hit the ground running. And I can't wait to have another live with you.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for having me, man.
You're welcome.
All right, have a good night.
Talk to you later.
Thanks, brother.